All right, guys, I'm a little bit calmer now, so I'm going to make another video. I want people to know that my channel and what I do is I dedicate my time to try and help people to learn how to stop falling into the same traps. And the beautiful thing about all the stuff I've had to deal with since I've been doing these YouTube videos, I've been doing this since my old channel, and I shut it down, bar none 11/9/67, and I've continued it to this day. I've learned a lot. And what I've also learned is through negativity, through pain, through hardship, you could start to learn the reason why, and you grow as long as you pay attention. So I went from a channel that talked about fear porn and getting angry and getting frustrated from people who hated me and focusing on all my time and effort on why they hated me and what I could do to save the world. And now I'm at the point where I just really get it. And I want people to hear these things, and I want people who care to share these things or make their own videos, because I don't care who gets the message out, because the masses, who are basically a bunch of idiots who are drowning in good intention, and I'm even sorry to say that. You know, I don't even want to make it negative like that. So I apologize for saying that the masses are idiots. That's the frustration in me talking. And it shows emotion could make you say things or do things that you normally wouldn't do. So let's change that and do it more respectful and more positive. Let's say the masses are very naive and very gullible. And I was one of those people. And I understand now that protests do not work. Riots do not work. Marches do not work. Petitions do not work. Revolutions do not work. More than a quick fix or a temporary fix. And I don't know how many times I've said it, but I've said it numerous times. If you don't research history, you're doomed to repeat it. Throughout history, how many riots have there been? How many protests have there been? How many marches have there been? How many revolutions have there been? And is the world a peaceful place? Are we getting better? Or are we getting worse? Yes, we don't live in huts out in the middle of nowhere. And yes, we could take an aspirin if we want to cure a headache. And yes, our technology, like our cell phones, work a lot better than a horse and carriage. So yes, I'm not talking about that stuff. But I'm talking about as far as governments are concerned and how the control is. And are people wealthier now, or are we getting poorer now? And I'm not just talking about people who live in the United States of America Corporation or some of the wealthier places around the world. I'm talking about the majority of the people that live in Africa, the people that are suppressed in Asia, the people that are being beaten and murdered and suppressed in Gaza. The lies that we put up with, the government control. And I've learned this because only less than about a year ago I was trying to make a petition and how it doesn't work. Because they want you to focus your frustrations, your angers, your emotions, you're wanting to help people. And I did this. I want to help people so bad that I would try everything I could to try and get the point across. Until I got my epiphany and started learning that there are right ways to do things. And the right way is not continually doing the same thing over and over again. And I don't know how many times I could say this, and I'm going to say this right now. I understand why people march. I understand why people want to have petitions. I understand why people protest stuff. But the problem is, they take your good intention and they treat you like a rat in a maze. And if they want to close a door and open another one so you can go in that certain direction, they're going to do it. They're just going to do it with your emotions. And they're going to get you angry. They're going to get you frustrated. And then they're going to get a bunch of people to gather together. There's a reason why they allow these things to happen. Because when people gather together, they all of a sudden become a different kind of creature. And they start feeding off of people's emotions. They start feeding off of people's frustrations. And then the anger. And then somebody at one point reacts. And the cops are just sitting there with their batons, just waiting to beat you down. And then the president or the governor or whoever's in control in that particular area is ready to take his pen and sign another law that takes away your freedoms and puts you in jail and controls you even more. And the media is going to sit there with their cameras, and they're going to film the whole thing showing you, the crowd, the masses, as the bad guys, the troublemakers, and the ones who need to be controlled. And we do this over and over again. And I see people, even on my Facebook page, some people that are supposed to be awakened and smarter, they're saying, oh, it's time for a revolution. There's a reason why the president and the government, they always talk about, oh, we're going to investigate, and oh, we're going to do this, but they never fix anything. They want the cops as the enforcers to instigate things, to make you want to say, enough is enough, we need to fight them now. And you get violent. And what do? They create new laws, they beat you, they throw you in jail, they destroy all the area that you live, and then ultimately they win. Time and time again. And we see revolution after revolution. It's the drowning in good intention. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying is we need to wake up as a species and say, when you do the same thing over and over again and you expect different results, that is the true form of insanity, the true definition. They want the masses because you have one individual, they can talk reason, they can be calm, they can have emotion, but they can control it. Like what I'm doing right now. I'm showing some emotion, but I can control it, and I'm not out with a gun trying to shoot somebody or with a torch trying to burn down my local neighborhood. But if you get a bunch of people who all of a sudden start drinking or mad at a cause, even though it's justified, it only takes a few of them to start causing a reaction, and for every action there is a reaction, an equal and opposite reaction. And the cops, there's a reason why they're sitting there, waiting there with their batons, ready to strike. And the president, again, is ready to sign another law to throw you in jail so they can get free slave labor. Because if most people would spend their money instead of buying the latest gadget, if they spent $5 on a constitution, you would learn, and I will quote it so you could see that I'm not just making it up. The 13th Amendment, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime. In other words, if you're in jail and you're a criminal, the 13th Amendment does not protect you anymore. There's a reason why they're allowing this to happen. Because they know that if you gather a bunch of people together, it's always going to start out calm, peaceful, people are going to have fun, and then all of a sudden you're going to get cops that are undercover, or you're going to get these crisis actors who get paid to start things, these traitors. And then the rest of the cops are sitting there waiting to beat you down because eventually you'll get tired. Eventually you'll get frustrated. Eventually you'll get angry. And they will, all of a sudden, they'll start handcuffing one or two people and everybody's like, oh, we can't let them do it. That's not fair. And guess what? The whole crowd now starts getting angry. And it gets controlled again. So you want a revolution? Be careful what you wish for, you might get it. What happens in revolutions? Your area where you live gets destroyed, the economy goes to hell, laws get passed that restrict you, people get injured, people die, and people go to jail. And even if we win, it's a temporary Band-Aid on a gushing wound. Look at what happened in the revolution that we had here in the United States Corporation. Where are we now? Are we a great country still? Are we freer than ever before? Are we wealthier as a nation? Are we smarter? No. So yeah, we might have started out in the right way, but even Thomas Jefferson and our forefathers warned us about what would happen if banks were allowed to take over. And it's destroying the country. People don't listen. They don't want to listen. They just think the same thing over and over again. I got to use my fists. And I was that way. Even on this channel, if people watch my old channel, they know I used to try and take on these trolls. Now I just block them because they're idiots. And you'll see the thumbs down. Who cares? They're not contributing anything positive. They're just trying to stop my message. The people that care are the ones you should praise. But the masses don't care about that. I mean, look what's going on right now about this ice bucket thing that they're doing now. They're distracting you. So these people they're spending more important time pouring ice water over their heads. Actually, what shows that if you put the water on your head and film it, that means you don't have to donate the $100. What those people are saying is when they're putting that water over their head, the majority of them are saying, I don't care enough to spend money to help a cause, so I'll dump water on myself. Really? I just don't understand people, and it gets frustrating. It's almost to the point I want to be like, why do I bother? Because the masses don't care. They want war. They want revolution. They want fighting. They don't see the consequences of how it destroys your area, your town, your cities, how it makes people get imprisoned, how people that are innocent eventually suffer, how people die. You want this glorious war? Show me one war where people were happy they were in it. As much as people want to think like World War II was so glorifying, you ask any soldier that ever fought in that war, if they could have if they had a crystal ball to stop them from ever being there, I guarantee you 90% of them would say, I wouldn't have never gone. Because of all the things they had to see and witness, watching their friends get blown to bits. Yeah, that's glory, all right. But yeah, everybody keep waving their flags because you don't get it. And that's what frustrates me. It's like I am just a regular average nobody. And I can get it because I started paying attention to things that mattered. And I had to learn a lot along the way. There's a lot of bumps in these roads, a lot of twists and turns. But if you stay on track, eventually you'll get to your destination. And that's where I'm still headed. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting better. And I have to thank my trolls and my haters and my doubters and the people who lied to me and people made the fear pointed because I had to learn from those mistakes. And people don't learn. A few of you will get it. And the ones that share it, thank you. The average person out there, you care about the wrong things, and you want war. You want revolutions. Well, be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it, and you're not going to like it. Peace.